by one remarkable boy.
It's
known as Goku.
Hello everyone, my name is Holden Hardman. Thank you so much for joining me again for another video. I'm super excited to be checking out the new DragonBall Super superhero movie. Now, I was originally gonna go watch this by myself, as I used to always watch movies by myself. Absolutely no shame in that. Jen has absolutely zero interest in watching Dragon Ball Super. On top of, she's never seen any of the other Dragon Ball stuff before. So I thought that if we ever do plan on doing it for the reaction series on the channel, starting with like the newest thing, it probably wouldn't be best for her first time viewing. So I was gonna watch it for the first time, and then I was like, you know what, maybe Matt would want to come join me in seeing it. Now, Matt has also never seen anything Dragon Ball, but I feel like his presence there will be, will just make the experience for me a lot better. Now, when we were first, I think when we were first hanging out years and years ago, I lent him the first 3 seasons of the Orange Brick Dragon Ball Z stuff. And I was like, just finished season 3. And if, you know, that's the Super Saiyan Goku versus Frieza battle on Namek, like the destruction of Namek, goes up to that point. And I was like, if you're still not interested, so be it. And he told me that, and he held on to those Orange Bricks for like, probably like 3 or 4 months. And I was like, so man, have you finally watched any of it? And he's like, I think I put in the first disc for about 5 minutes, and that's about it. Matt's not the biggest Dragon Ball fan, but I'm so stoked. I got him a little present that he can wear at the premiere for this movie. We're watching it in IMAX, which is awesome, and I can't wait to check it out with him.
What's up, Holds?
Hey, buddy.
How are you?
Ready for some Dragon Ball? I got you a little something.
I gotta tell you, no part of me wants to see this. The only reason I'm going is, oh, you're wearing a shirt.
Yes. And now, but look, let's see what you got.
You shouldn't have. Oh, for the love of Holden.
Technically, we're watching Dragon Ball Super, but you know.
Yes, thank you for clarifying.
Okay.
I know the difference. I don't know the difference. I got a fucking t-shirt.
I got you a medium. I didn't know if I should go with small because you know I figured that makes you look ripped. It makes you look ripped.
The appropriate size is medium.
Yeah, you're gonna blend right in. Heck yeah, man. Thankful, grateful, blessed.
I feel like my name should be Shane.
Shane.
God.
So what do you know about Dragon Ball?
All I know is there's a bunch of times where they go, 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 go.
Oh, okay. Well,
They wear orange, and they're seriously, they're yoked. Like everybody's shredded.
Heck yeah.
That's all I know.
Heck yeah. Are you rolling?
Yeah.
Okay. Super looking forward to this. One of the reasons, because when I was a kid growing up, we never had Dragon Ball Z movies, ever.
Terrible.
So in 2015, when a Dragon Ball movie called Dragon Ball Battle of Gods came out, it came out in theaters, and I was so stoked, first time that I had seen Goku and Dragon Ball Z on the big screen. Now in California, there were a couple movies that came out like 2011, 2012 that were like exclusive to those theaters. And I remember being like, dang it, you know, I'm never gonna see Dragon Ball in the big theater, or the big screen. So this will be the 3rd one I've now seen on the big screen. I'm so excited. It's a different animation style, so you know, just be aware of that going into it. I know you care a lot about that.
Yes.
So I'm always down for. I was gonna go by myself. Jen also has zero interest in watching it.
I get it.
And she also, if we ever react to it, I don't want to start off like the very end thing.
Yeah.
I figure it's gonna go one ear out the other,
That's
just
correct.
totally just there.
That is
So that's why I'm excited.
Let's do it.
All right, let's go. We're running late.
You want water or no?
Yeah, take a look.
You think they search people at the door?
No.
They don't have like metal detectors or
Why are you
anything?
asking?
Just checking. Just want you. No reason.
This is gonna be great, Matt.
Yep. Can't wait.
It's gonna be great, Matt.
No, I will give this a fair chance. I promise. I promise. But we'll see.
The only thing is that there's gonna be a lot of backstory, you know. So just take it as it is, you know.
Got it.
And we're in. I was asking if Star Wars Episode 9 was the last movie we saw in theaters, or you saw in theaters.
Yeah, that's the last one. I haven't been to the theaters in forever.
G20, G21.
Where are your shoes, Keith?
That's yours. Oh no, that's yours.
Let's do it. Was the shirt necessary?
Yes, it was.
An army. A sinister force left with their mechanized military might, but their plans were thwarted by one remarkable boy, known as...
Just finished watching Dragon Ball Super. My initial thoughts. It's funny because as I watch with Matt, who's never seen an ounce of Dragon Ball in his life, just like the absurdity of things happening, like when you're missing 291 episodes of Dragon Ball Z, 100 and some episodes of Dragon Ball Super, and then however many episodes of Dragon Ball, plus all 15, 16 movies or whatever prior to this one.
Wow.
Anyways, initial thoughts. Started off a little slow. A lot of dialogue, heavy exposition at the very beginning. A mix of Wrath of the Dragon, a mix of Bio Broly. The best parts were focusing again on Gohan and Piccolo, because they're usually overshadowed by Vegeta and Goku being the main protagonists of the series. So to finally give Gohan and Piccolo fans a little bit of respect on their names was nice. They bring back Cell. They call him Cell Max. It's not actually Cell. It's a different type of android in Cell's likeness that's kind of giant, which was great, which was fine. Kind of a voiceless big bad guy. One of the things that made the original Cell great was because he was such an intelligent foe. You know, he was very, very smart and cunning, and he would psychologically kind of go after people. So to make him kind of this big monster is fine for a movie's sake. Probably more appropriate being a movie as opposed to being in an actual series. They make the main sort of protagonist, antagonist, Dr. Jiro's grandson. Sorry, people come by and then I lose my train of thought because I'm like, oh geez, what am I saying? This sounds silly. And I like the idea of there being sort of the basis of misunderstanding between him, who seems to have been sincere and legitimate in wanting to be a good guy, be a superhero, which is where it gets its name. The two androids that he creates, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2. I really like them. I really like them a lot. We struggle with the power scaling in Dragon Ball Super. It's really, really bad now. I mean, the idea that like a handheld gun, even like an energy like projectile laser beam, has any effect on Piccolo or Gohan or at all. See, 250,000 subscribers, I'm still the same as if this was day one.
You gotta leave this in.
So I don't like that. I've never liked that. They did that in the Resurrection F movie where Goku gets like pierced by like a bullet or like a laser beam. I've never liked that. That seems pretty ridiculous to me. But there's only so much you can do when your main characters are basically at God level power. Like you can just create an android that's on par with, you know, a Super Saiyan 2, Ultimate Gohan type of Majin Buu type of thing. I know. But I did really like them because they were sincere. So it's one of those moments, like Dragon Ball Z movies can have a really bad habit of just being like, just sort of throwing in these sort of run-of-the-mill kind of bad guys. So I liked it there was like a sincere, I guess, plot between the actual bad guys sort of using these other dudes who kind of wanted to be good, really mixing it with the Dragon Ball Z guys and having them fight. Piccolo had a new form, Orange Piccolo. And it's another Dragon Ball Z problem. It's when you have a dragon that can grant a wish, 3 wishes in this case, and then Dende ups the ante, ups the power. Why did they not increase the power of the dragon before? If Piccolo makes a wish to have his latent power unlocked, why couldn't they have done that at any other point in history? You know, that probably would have come in handy maybe the first time Cell came around. And then kind of the stupidness of like Bulma, you know, wishing that she had like a bigger butt and removed her wrinkles or whatever, instead of them being like, why don't we wish Goku and Vegeta here? Or why don't we wish all the androids died or no longer work, or the mechanics don't work, or something to that effect. But I will say I liked it. It's nice to have that Piccolo has like an actual transformation. In all the games, whenever he transforms into like a Super Namek, he just sort of glows and they give him like another little look. Gohan, I guess becoming Mystic Gohan. I asked you, his hair turned silver, which is sort of the Ultra Instinct transformation in the show. And I guess that's sort of what he transformed into. The problem is that in Dragon Ball Super, they specify that it's kind of different than just like a Saiyan exclusive transformation. It's like when your instincts are perfect, you just react without thinking type of thing. Whereas this felt like more of a general Super Saiyan transformation. I still liked it. His hair is of course ridiculous, but in that Dragon Ball way that we love. And then to top it off, I love that it's really about the family dynamic of Gohan, Piccolo as sort of being this father figure, and then Pan being there as almost Piccolo's granddaughter. There's all that sort of early Dragon Ball sort of messing around with Piccolo infiltrating the Red Ribbon Army and being like, yes sir, oh I'm so scared. I'm not really crazy about that. I think maybe I enjoyed that more when I was younger, but now I'm like, okay, why are we doing here, guys? But when you get to like the heart of the Dragon Ball Z stuff, I loved it. And then to top it off, Gohan killed Cell in the original series, and then when this transformation happened again into Ultra Instinct or Super Mega Ultimate Gohan or whatever it is now, they had that little line that went on the back of his head that turned red. It's the exact same thing that happened when he turned Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, which was awesome. And then instead of the Kamehameha to finish off Cell, it was the Special Beam Cannon, which is Piccolo's signature move. I thought that that was just a nice little icing on the cake. It was about like their little isolated family. No disrespect to Goku, but Piccolo raised Gohan. Anyway, so those are my initial thoughts. Matt, who've never seen a lick of Dragon Ball Z, except for a couple episodes, or half an episode when I first lent you the season. What did you think of this movie?
Yeah, you didn't have many thoughts on the movie. 7-minute runtime for you there. I have a lot of questions here. First of all, what do these Super Saiyans eat? You said they eat anything and everything?
Yeah, I mean, like, they eat food, but they eat a lot of.
They just eat, yeah.
I mean, they just like, one of the running gags in the show is that Goku, pretty much any Saiyan, they just eat like bowls and bowls and bowls and plates and plates and plates of food. So it's a ton of just regular food, though.
Yeah. Secondly, is there a certain martial arts that they're practicing?
Great question. Yes and no. Goku was trained by Master Roshi in an actual, like, human martial arts. Vegeta, who's the guy in the blue, Vegeta, he comes from space. He comes from a different planet, so his fighting style is different. But I know Goku's, at least initially, is based on actual martial arts. Pretty much all the Earth people, yes, they trained in like Earth martial arts. But then once you introduce flying, it's hard to be like, use the leverage of the,
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, I saw like a half an episode of that entire DVD set that you gave me, and I promptly never watched it again. And I didn't understand what was with the whole like voices. Like I didn't know what was happening, so I was really put off. I was like, was he just punched in the butt or what just happened? But overall, like, they carried a story really well. Like, I stayed with the story. I was interested in these characters. There was a lot of development. Pan, the little kid that I wanted to slap because of her voice. It was cool to see her fly at the end. And then Piccolo. I like that dude. I like Piccolo.
Piccolo's cool.
Yeah. Interesting. Nobody really died except for the android they can rebuild. But this was not as bad as I thought it was going to be honest with you. For sure better than Star Wars, like for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, can't say I'd watch it by myself, but it held a story just really, really well. It was really impressive that, I don't know, you're right. They had that family aspect and how they kept collecting everything together. And obviously I don't know Jack, but what's the main dude's name? Goku's son?
Oh, Gohan.
Gohan. You said in the very beginning, like, he was super strong at one point, and now he's like a math nerd, like he's just chilling, not really doing anything. Yeah. So to see sort of that redemption story for him to sort of realize, all right, I gotta be on my game, I gotta train and whatnot. It was cool to see. It was cool to see their power go from here to like, holy crap, up here. But you said that, you were like, how much higher is the power gonna get? It started to dumb it down a little bit. There was so much power and power and power and power. And like, does that make sense what I'm saying?
I call that the Dragon Ball Z problem. Because when Dragon Ball first started, Goku was an abnormally strong kid, but he wasn't insanely strong. Like he could like punch a boulder and it would crack, type of thing. And then when we get to where we're at now, where he's literally training in the world of the gods.
Yeah.
Early on, when he created like an android that can go toe-to-toe with the Saiyan, it's like, okay, it's believable at that point. But now that they're creating an android that can fight Ultimate Gohan, who at one point in time was fighting against Majin Buu, who was literally destroying like galaxies, could destroy the entire universe. When Goku and Beerus were punching, like when their fists were punching each other, the ripples were going to destroy the universe if they kept doing it too much. Like that's the scale we're at. And you're telling me that these these robot people they just knock them out at that level? I don't know. At that point, we just have to just sort of accept it for what it is. Dragon Ball Super tried to like tweak that a little bit, but it's gotten so absurd now. Like it's hard to. Dragon Ball Z was more consistent with it, but near the end of that, it had more problems. But later on, like in Super, it's just nothing really matters as far as power levels go.
What is the demographic that they're shooting for here? Because it felt like it was for really small children at some times, and then like she's like, hey, I want to boost up my butt. Like it was just, where's the demographic?
Yeah. So Akira Toriyama notoriously has this sort of weird sense of humor. Dragon Ball was much more kiddish. I say kiddish because a lot of it was really immature, but there would also be moments, lifelike.
You want to hurry up saving that person so we can shoot our YouTube video?
Dragon Ball was a lot more kiddish. Like the jokes were much more silly, goofy, probably more appropriate for children. with the exception of there was still like nudity in it, like female nudity, and even Goku was naked at certain times. That might have just been a cultural thing, like Japan, maybe it's not as big a deal.
Got it.
But like Master Roshi was like a pervert though in the original Dragon Ball, so it's like that really childish humor mixed with like sexuality and stuff.
Interesting.
Dragon Ball Z, which was much more of a straightforward action type of show, kind of the end of this movie tone. Dragon Ball Super is trying to like merge the two a little bit, which is why you get those moments of like where this is really, really silly and Beerus is like attracted to this girl and it's kind of goofy and Piccolo's hiding in the bushes, and then at the end it's like back to Dragon Ball Z spirit.
Yeah.
It clashes kind of awkwardly, but that's, I think, just Akira Toriyama's sense of humor. Demographic is probably just for the people that have always been fans of the show. People like me. I know they give a little bit of an intro to the series in the beginning of this, which is great because the other movies don't do that. But I can't imagine somebody just off the street being like, I'm gonna go check that out, and it all makes sense. Like, they don't explain fusion in that. I had to be like that. They merge into one. They don't explain the Dragon Balls really, and you can't really do that at this point, like in the lore. There's just too much to just stop in the movie to say what's happening.
That makes sense. Yeah, to be honest though, for me to not have any context, to not have any really reference, I didn't feel lost. I really didn't feel lost. I was able to sort of keep up with that, and that's not a pat on my head because I'm normally an idiot. I mean, like, I think they did a pretty good job with the story. Like, I didn't realize that they didn't do, you know, that sort of catch up at the beginning, recap, because I've never really seen anything other than this. So, overall, fairly impressive. Kind of shocked.
The last thing I'll say is the animation. So the animation style was different, and I was really kind of like back and forth on it because it was sort of this 2D, 3D animation type of thing that they were doing. One of the perks of doing that is I think they can make the action explosions, the energy beams look cooler. You know, but other than that, I think it's better than the Super show. I'll say that at the very least. Probably not as good as like Dragon Ball, like peak animation Dragon Ball Z. Probably not even peak animation Dragon Ball Super, like the Tournament of Power. One thing that I will say I'm not crazy about, so Gohan's always had this reputation of being the one that, if he were to really apply himself, would be the strongest of all of them, would be stronger than Goku and Vegeta, just because he's always had that dormant power. They've unlocked it in the beginning of Dragon Ball Z when he was on Namek. They even alluded to or referenced it in the movie. He did it again when he fought Cell and he became a Super Saiyan 2 for the first time, all this latent power. He did it again. And later on in the show, when he fights Super Buu, he becomes Ultimate Gohan. This is where he turns into a Super Saiyan, and he transforms again, but his hair is black and he's electric everywhere. He does it again in the Tournament of Power, where Piccolo's like, this is why you need to train Gohan, because you never know the threats. And he's like, okay, I'll do that. And then started the movie, and he's back to doing his thing. And they kind of did it again here, where Gohan gets really angry again, transforms. Gohan, you really need to train to make sure you never know the threats. So I'm like, I really hope that he actually does that, because this is also like a running theme where they're like, you know what, we really need to give Gohan some love again. Here's a little love for Gohan, but then the show's really about Goku and Vegeta. But I'm a huge Gohan fan. Like, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan was like the time to be a Dragon Ball Z fan, and I was like prime in that moment when he first became a Super Saiyan 2. It's the coolest thing ever. And I love that his outfit was the Namekian outfit. It was Piccolo's outfit. I love that he did the special beam cannon thing. So it was great. First half, not crazy about. We got a little sparring between Goku and Vegeta just to be in the movie. They didn't even transform, but first half has too much exposition. Like, they spent like 10, 15 minutes just driving around talking, and they probably could have done something better to explain what was going on there.
I did think that was a weird.
I gotcha.
I did think that driving in the car
Lasted too long.
it really drug. And then not only that, but like, that's the best we can do. We're just riding in the back of a Camry. Like, can we let's do something a little more interesting here. Yeah, I agree.
So I love it for like the emotional aspect of Gohan and Piccolo finally having their moment. And I guess Gohan, is he back on par with Goku and Vegeta again? I guess. Was that really Ultra Instinct Gohan, or was that something else? They never really specified what it was. I'm guessing it's going to be Ultra Instinct Gohan. It's not my favorite Dragon Ball Super movie. I still think the Dragon Ball Super Broly movie was more it had more of that Dragon Ball Z kind of feel. It brought back a popular character, Broly, who was in this very briefly. So I still think I prefer that one, but this one was a really good, I guess, follow-up to that, or continuation of the story. Give it a second, I got some people coming here.
While we're waiting, I'll just give you a quick little
go on. But these are just my thoughts on the movie. So if you've seen it, I'd love to know your thoughts. So leave me Of course, these are just my thoughts. I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments below. So let me know if you've seen it. If you're not interested in seeing it, this is some of the stuff that happened. Like the video, all that. Appreciate it. Check out Matt's channel. Hopefully we're going to start working on a project together in the nearish future. but that's on the down low. Anyway, guys, I appreciate you watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care.